Hi, it's Dr. Delish here. And ironically yesterday, Tara, who is at the other side of the camera, suggested that I do a talk about stress, and it was my worst day ever. So I think we're all going to have our worst days ever so far, and today is a completely different day, and I woke up this morning feeling strong and more energized, and I guess everybody is going through the same things. If you were to challenge our human sense of ourselves, it would be to throw so many things at us that we feel ambivalent about. And one of those things is concerns for ourselves overlapping with concerns for others. And I think that's really a whole part of this, that we're trying to weigh up how to keep ourselves safe so that we don't expose others to unnecessary harm. These are things that make us feel both lost and responsible, and it's important that each day we just face one step at a time. The thing that helped me yesterday and continues to help me today are some of the herbs that we have used for thousands of years, going through endless number of stresses. There's two ways we have these. One is tranquility tea, and the other is a relaxed blend of herbs. You may have some of these herbs in your cupboard. You may have some in your garden. Please go and use them. I'll give you a list of what I have put together, along with thousands of herbalists over the years. There's nothing special about these, except that they have always been there for human kindness. In the tea there is chamomile, skullcap, lemon balm, passion flower, rosemary and wild oats. The wild oats is particularly useful because wild oats are stamina for our nervous system. Skullcap, I always think it's just such a fascinating name. It's actually called skullcap because of the shape and the appearance of the flowers, and it's particularly good for anxiety. Chamomile we all know. If you have chamomile in your cupboard, please take it out, put it in your teapot, use it now. Lemon balm will just be coming up in people's gardens. It's a lovely lemon scented herb. It's good for digestion, because the two things that go hand in hand are digestion and our mental fragility are deeply connected with each other. I could give you a whole lot of physiology, but it's not that useful. In the relaxed blend, which we have in a tincture, tinctures and teas are both useful. The tincture is just more convenient, and it extracts some of the herbs from some of the plants in a slightly different way. Some just taste dreadful, so I'd never get anybody to drink them in a tea, so that's another part of it. And in the relaxed blend there is lavender and chamomile again. There's hawthorne. Hawthorne is particularly good for that ache in our heart when we see the people around us struggling with things. Ashwagandha, which is a nervine adaptogen, which helps us through longer periods of distress, where we start producing cortisol because of the stress reaction. Holy basil is another Ayurvedic herb which is very good for the soul. Rhodiola comes from Iceland and Siberia. It's any of these herbs that struggle in these very extreme circumstances. They have a lot to offer us when we're living in extreme circumstances, and that's why they're called adaptogens. Bacoba is good for focus, memory, and mental functioning. Verbena is a traditional druidic herb. It's been used since the old ancient Irish manuscripts, which are now being translated. It's a druidic herb, and it's very sacred to this land. Damiana is a herb for tonic energy. So these herbs are a mixture of relaxation and energizing at times of stress. They're not exactly sedating, but they're based on traditional use. And they're hopefully any of the herbs that I have listed there can be useful to you. If you want us to help, I'm offering 15-minute consultations for people if they want advice regarding surviving this current stressful situation. So I hope that will be helpful to people.